It might sound counterintuitive, but the best way to improve your cycling isn't necessarily through more cycling. Quite the opposite, in fact. Supplementing your riding with off-the-bike cross-training helps address those aspects of your fitness which don't get sufficiently developed through riding alone, but nevertheless are still crucial for your cycling performance. After all, it's no coincidence that essentially every professional cyclist includes regular off-the-bike exercises as part of their training plans. But unlike professional cyclists, not all of us have the time, money, or inclination to put in all the hours at the gym. So we've spoken to Dan Lacciafano, owner of Surrey Strength and Performance Gym, and Sam Mack, a chartered physiotherapist at the St James Clinic in London, to get their expert recommendations of what 5 of the best home exercises are for maximum gains. And all of these can be done without any specialist equipment, so let's get into them. First up, we have Bulgarian split squats. Now, this is a unilateral or single leg exercise and is hugely beneficial to cyclists because it's essentially a 2-in-1. The muscles targeted are your quadriceps and hamstrings, essentially both sides of your thighs, as well as your gluteus maximus, helping to boost your anaerobic power output for improved sprinting and efforts up to short to mid-sized climbs. Being a unilateral exercise, it also places demands on your balance and stability. Through controlling your knee direction and making sure it doesn't buckle inwards, you'll be improving your joint stability, which in turn will help reduce chances of overuse injuries whilst on the bike. The way to do this exercise is rest one foot on a bench or seat at approximately knee height, assume the forward lunge position, keeping the body upright, hips square with the rear foot resting on the bench. Lower the front leg to 90 degrees, keeping the knee aligned with the foot. Drive up through the heel to straighten the knee back to the starting position. And aim to do 10 to 12 reps on each leg. After doing both legs, take up a 2-minute rest and repeat this for up to 5 sets. Doing fewer reps and fewer sets initially as you build up your conditioning is ideal. Next, we have the good old-fashioned press-up, beloved by fitness classes throughout the world, and with good reason. Although upper body exercises may seem superfluous for a cyclist, developing your upper body strength helps make it easier to maintain your riding position on the bike and is especially beneficial for sprinters who need to be able to counteract the forces they're putting down through the pedals. You should aim to keep the elbows tucked in so you're working the triceps more and to reduce the risk of injury to the shoulders, as well as keeping your core tight and your body straight. Aim to be in control of the movement. Other than that, you should start off by placing your hands below the shoulder, slightly wider than shoulder width. Keep your shoulders, hips, and ankles in a straight line. Bend your elbows to lower your chest just above the floor, keeping the elbows close to the chest. Then push back up to the start position. Aim for 10 to 15 reps, then 2 minutes rest, and then try and do that for 5 sets. Again, fewer reps and fewer sets is recommended for those just starting out. With the Mason twists, we have yet another dynamic exercise, only this time you're starting to work the core and the obliques much harder. Strength in this area helps prevent rocking from side to side whilst riding, meaning less power wasted. Now, stabilising lateral movement in this way is fundamental to maintaining good form on the bike, making you more efficient and reducing your risk of injury. If you have a hard wooden floor, you may wish to place a blanket or cushion, or yoga mat if you have one, under your bum to relieve the pressure on your coccyx. Now, the way to do this exercise is as follows. Sit on the floor with your knees bent, lean back roughly to about 45 degrees, keeping your back straight. With both hands in front of your chest, tighten the core and lift both legs off the floor. Rotate your arms from side to side, touching the floor around waist level, and then twist to the opposite side to do the same. You can aim for 10 reps and then take a 2-minute rest before repeating for up to 5 sets. Or you can build up the reps and sets from whatever level suits you. Now, you can make this exercise harder by holding a dumbbell, or if you don't have one, then you can fill a 2-litre bottle of water and hold that instead. Next up, we have the bridge. Now, for those just starting out, the bridge is a great exercise for developing your back and your core. Again, vital for your stability and maintaining your position on the bike. The bridge also helps to develop your hamstrings and gluteus, but less so than the split squats we did earlier. So the way to do these ones is lie yourself on the floor with your knees bent at roughly 90 degrees, with your feet flat and your arms by your side. Lift your hips up off the floor until the knees, hips and shoulders are in a straight line. Squeeze the glutes and tighten the core to prevent excessive load through the back, then hold for 2 to 3 seconds for isometric contraction and then slowly relax. Now, if that's a bit too easy for you, then you can step things up a notch by resting your shoulders on a bench, sofa or chair and start with both your feet and bum on the ground. Then, with one leg, lift up so you're straight like a tabletop, being careful not to overextend, return and then repeat. As you'll just be using one leg and because your range of motion will be much greater, you'll be increasing both the demand on your muscles and also helping to develop your stability in your joints and your core. Now, for both of these, aim for between 10 to 15 reps and take up to 2 minutes rest in between. You probably know the drill by now. You should aim for up to 5 sets. We're going to end on a tough one here. If you're not yet able to do the full number of reps and sets for the split squats and single leg hip thrusts, it will be best for you to leave this one out. On the other hand, those exercises will provide really good conditioning for pistol squats, so in time, you'll be able to build up the strength to progress. Stand with your feet hip width apart. Extend your chosen leg forwards with your toes pointed up. Extend your arms out in front of you. Bend your other knee and slowly lower yourself to the ground. Pause and then straighten back up. Your extended leg should stay lifted for the whole of the duration. Then switch up and then repeat. This exercise is the most demanding for both muscular strength and stability, making it the most effective for boosting your cycling performance. But on the other hand, you might not be able to do it on your first try. Now, if you're not able to, but you do want to flesh out your session with a full 5 exercises, try a deep step up using a bench, chair, or low wall as an alternative. Now, if you can get to the point where you can do 10 reps on each leg for 5 sets, then you will have definitely noticed a massive difference in your cycling performance. So there we have it. Those are our 5 favorite exercises to do at home with very minimal equipment. If you've got any at-home exercises, then do share them down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, drop it a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, and I'll see you again very soon.